So, welcome to levelupyourgame.net. I'm Disrepute, joined by Clock and NVC. Hello, guys.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Hello.
Good work, brilliant. It's going to be the Eurocup Clanbase Grand Final. Metsu versus 4Kings. What do you think is going to happen then, NVC? Give us your little overview.
Well, as I said at the beginning, 4Kings obviously took out Metsu in upper bracket round 2, then went on to beat XT. Metsu in the lower bracket then took out Serious Gaming and also XT to get here, so you'd have to give 4Kings the advantage, having one map lead in this best of 5 by default. But obviously, with Juvenile and Metsu, anything can happen. He's a very, very strong player.
I think it's going to be interesting, to see. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably the first significant match that Metsu has played since DreamHack, and 4Kings obviously been playing together for a long time. I'm not sure. I don't think Metsu has been playing together for quite as long. It'd be interesting to see how much experience they kind of gained in DreamHack and see if they can really put up a strong fight against 4Kings here.
Yeah, because Metsu did say they were very disappointed not making it to the Grand Final, and I think everyone pitted 4Kings to go to the Grand Final. I know you were saying just a second ago, that you were one of them saying that, so yeah, going to be very, very interesting indeed.
I'm curious. I really am curious to see how this particular map is played out. It's either going to be a really high-scoring game, or I can almost see it kind of being more defensive. And again, this is just from my personal opinion from playing both these teams. I'm just curious to see who gets the first major control of the map.
Yeah, I think we would normally class Metsu as quite an aggressive team. 4Kings has a bit more defensive, maybe just pick their moments. But when they do pick their moments, they really do move in and take control. This has been one of their favourite maps for quite a long time. They used to dominate it when they had Verb and Zik playing for them. Now that's 50% of their team swapped out, and this time Faz playing for them. Do you think that's going to make much of a difference?
On this map, I think Faz could be a very strong player here, especially if he gets a quad damage.
Yeah, Faz definitely favors the railgun with that quad, and I remember just watching him in Sweden, and he'd use all 10 of his slugs for his quad runs, and he'd get 6 or 7 easy. It's kind of just like watching Instagib. So if he does get the quad and he has a rail, he could be really, really destructive. He could also really help him take over key areas that they didn't previously have before the run.
Let's just go down the teams quickly. Zero Cool, Bab, Silencet and Juvenile. That's the Metsu lineup. 4Kings, Chrissa, Faz, Dibby and DK. So, do you think Faz is going to be the standout guy for 4Kings?
I actually go with Dibby, but I think Faz could, if he fits into the team well, potentially change the game in their favour.
Pretty much. I don't think I've ever seen Dibby not be the pretty much the key guy on 4Kings. Is that pretty much the case, you guys think?
Yeah.
Usually
I would say so, definitely. I mean, he only came in this last season, really. Just, I don't know, 6 months ago or something to the 4Kings lineup, but since then he's been pretty instrumental.
Yeah, I mean, everyone actually originally said it'd be a weaker team now that Verb's gone. Verb probably having arguably the best movement in Quake Live, and Zik as well, so they definitely turned a few heads now, Dibby, as well as improved his game.
It really hasn't made much of a difference, though. I mean, 4Kings in this final, again, I think they're the Eurocup holders, or at least they won one of the previous last two, and they're in the grand final of Esports Heaven Alienware Challenge on Sunday as well, so 4Kings still going strong. They have pretty much dominated the whole online scene in Europe since Quake Live began. Although Metsu up and coming, they've reached a couple of finals recently. I think it's going to be a close game.
The one thing I'm curious about is now that they don't have Strengths in the team, who was arguably taking more power-ups in the last few months or last few weeks before Quake, DreamHack and during, whether Juvenile is still going to be on top of his game. He's probably going to be in the limelight again.
Could be. Zero Cool, I thought, played a good series of games at DreamHack. Got some good power runs. Who do we think from Metsu then, Clock, is going to be the key guy?
How do you not go with Juvenile? On LAN, Well, actually, you know, Silent Step and Juvenile, man, just I think together they're probably two of the best aimers on the server. Just Silent Step's rail, as we all know, you know what he can do when he gets one, and Juvenile's just raw aim. I think probably one of those two will definitely be the key guy for Metsu. Juvenile definitely online is an incredibly strong player from what I've seen. And same with Silent Step on different maps I've seen him play. Like I said, when he gets control of that rail or even has one, he can just do, you know, relentless amounts of damage.
Yeah, I think Dreadful Place is definitely the one where you've seen Silent P or Silent Sep really excel with the railgun. And interesting you should mention that, because he didn't play for Metsu at DreamHack. He actually played for Serious Gaming, and in my opinion that kind of hurt Metsu in some ways, so I'm definitely looking forward to see them go up against 4Kings here today with those two players in the same team.
There's just a bit of a debate about Faz's involvement here. Dozer, the Clanbase admin, saying that he doesn't see him on the list. So,
if I bring 4Kings up now, can... finally, here we go. Yeah, I can't see Faz.
what, he's not even on their team page?
Anakin did the DK Yoko Crisis Sparty page. In case you were wondering, no, he hasn't accidentally added himself to the Metsu team. Not on that lineup either.
Yeah, it looks like Dozer is saying that Faz isn't on the 4Kings team page, but Faz is saying that he got the confirmation email from Clanbase or Eurocup or whichever one sends the emails, saying that he was added. So
I searched for Faz. He does say he's in 4Kings actually.
yeah, it seems like they're saying he was on a he accidentally joined a different 4Kings team. But Zero Cool is Metsu is saying, you know, that they don't really care and they just kind of want everyone to ready up at this point.
Well, hopefully they'll see sense and just play it. If Metsu aren't bothered, as I said, I don't think Reason actually competed in this cup, so it shouldn't really be an issue.
So have you guys gotten any word of European players that are going to be attending QuakeCon?
I think Draven's going.
Yeah, I think the main confusion at the moment is over Reason Gaming. I think Deuce and Noctis are really wanting to go, but I'm not sure whether Reason Gaming can afford to send the 4 players over, or whether it's financially viable. It's none of my business really, but I know there's at least 2 players that are wanting to go, but probably won't be as part of...
You'd like to go, wouldn't you, NBC?
Oh, I would like to go. I think you'd like to go as well. But the rumours are going. I think Draven, Deuce, Noctis, and Scoot were floating around. But then,
well, I think Draven and Scoots, they already booked their tickets quite a while ago, and I think they were hoping for CTF. But
the thing is, I think Garpy and ZSX will probably go over from Dignitas, so you could see some kind of Dignitas mix again.
It's going to be interesting, man. So is there any chance you guys will be able to make it, or is it just absolutely not at this point?
No.
I don't think it's going to happen. It's a very late announcement, and even if it was a lot earlier, it's a lot of money, obviously.
Yeah.
We're not really playing actively anymore either, so it was really commentary or nothing.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't think he was asking about playing.
Yeah, but to be honest, I would really like to see...
Well, no, either one.
I'd like to see some maybe DJ Week commentate, some
Yeah,
TDM
I'd like to see
again.
Yeah, he's kind of the staple of American commentary for a long time. There's a lot of people I think were a little disappointed he didn't, he wasn't able to cast more over the past couple of years, but he's been really doing his own thing with StarCraft and his radio show. You know, he's gotten a huge following now, and it is kind of a shame, but I think we'll see more of him.
I hope so, for sure. Either way, I think we do miss those kind of old play-by-play style commentators, the legends commentating you don't really see that kind of excitement anymore.
Deuce apparently is definitely not going. He's
really?
too busy, yeah.
Interesting. I know every year Deuce says, I really want to win QuakeCon, I'm going to practice, and gets unlucky almost every time.
Well, it's just the announcement though, isn't it? I mean, it's so late. I don't see why they can't make the announcement, 6 months before.
You know, one of the things that I was actually just talking to Chaotix on the server, he's an old American one-on-one player for people who might be newer, said that one of the reasons they don't announce it earlier is because, you know, QuakeCon's not really about the tournament, it's about the event. You know, it's about the fun in the BYOC,
Yeah.
but it looks like they were starting now, so I'll let one of you guys.
Right, well, grand final kicks off with Creaser to start off with, picking up that rail. Missed out on the Mega. I think a teammate did actually get that, and 4Kings look like they've got position on this quad area to start off with. No rushed attack though by Metsu at the moment.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, 4Kings definitely established that dominant rail position, so Metsu is probably just trying to cycle whatever weapons and armor they can before they attack this quad. We'll probably expect to see a quad push any second now,
There it
and
is.
here they come.
Moving on to the bridge, 2 players down instantly. Good defense from 4Kings. We don't know the time of this quad. Could be up 30 seconds till the end of the minute. First one is random. There it is, up there. Eurocup almost landed on it. Juvenile takes out that quad, hits his impressive, and Dibby going to take him out with the shotgun. In fact, Krista gets it. And now a fight will probably ensue over this quad and bridge area.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what's happening. Looks like 4Kings currently have the quad area, but Dibby's not looking too healthy. Now here they all come following up to the rail, and looks like they're going to be the controlling this for the next minute or so.
Yeah, I'm just going to cycle around, have a look at Metsu. We've got Bab, 110, he's got nothing else than that. Actually, 4Kings have moved in and taken over this red armor. Chris are picking that up, so I'll switch to him. He's got a rail in hand as well. Moves back to the bridge. Quite a slow-paced game so far, but Metsu have moved in on that quad area.
Yeah, it looks like Chrysler has that rail. It's really going to be important for him to hold on to that while they're not in control of the rail. He's trying to pick some fights here at rail. I probably wouldn't do that. He's doing the smart thing, backing away to the red armor.
Would you say that's the primary position to hold then, the bridge and rail?
You know, it depends on the style. I've seen 2 really effective ways of playing this map. One is all rail, pretty much completely ignoring the red armor, or only going when you absolutely know when it's up and you're like 90% sure it's safe. And then I've seen the other strategy, which is completely ignore rail, cycle the red, control the LG, and try and sneak a yellow here and there until quad. And just, you know, an all-out stacked 4-on-4 battle over the quad.
Obviously, the timing to tack into quad when doing that strategy is, well, very, very important. If you leave it too late, second time to commit, so to be coordinated.
15 seconds before quad, following DK now, who's moved in with a teammate into this quad area. In fact, Dibby turns up as well. That makes 3 4Kings players there. DK goes down. Silencep, rocket jumping up. He gets taken out. Dibby's absolutely stacked. Got the lightning gun rocket shotgun as well. He can move out. Upper yellow won't be up for a while. Going to take this lower route towards the lightning gun. You often find players hiding in this position. And he moves around, takes that lower yellow. Mega won't be up, so he won't move that direction, but red will be up in 5 seconds. He'll be there. Perfect timing. Juvenile did hit the rail, but there's no other opposition to his movement into that red area.
Yeah, it's just an amazing job by Metsu, really communicating, you know, telling his team where quad is and making sure that his quad is out of the picture. However, Dibby just picked up a few good kills on his way out of that quad run. Finally gets taken out.
Didn't drop his weapon. Did miss out on that yellow, but that was a good run in the end with those 2 frags. Time out quickly. Let's have a look at the scoreboard while we wait. Eurocup up with 9 frags to 6. Bab only 1 frag for 8. On the 4Kings team, we got Faz there, 8 frags for 4.
Prepare to fight.
And have a look at Juvenile stats, 61% rail.
Fight.
3 impressive.
I'm gonna float around here and try and get a feel for what the teams are actually doing. Looks like 4Kings now. They've reestablished the rail position. I'll follow Juvenile right now. He seems to be stacked. 86 and 50. He's got an LG, grenade launcher, and shotgun. He's kind of working his way on the weak side of the map. You know, he finds the lower yellow. He's got a few teammates there. Again, it's just that really defensive play style that we're seeing. You know, each team is respecting when the other team has the rail and quad room, and they're just trying to cycle the armors on the opposite side of the map. I think that's kind of the pace that both teams are kind of setting, which is why the scoring hasn't been too incredibly high.
Looks like they got both yellows and the red there, Metsu, so...
What's
4Kings
important to
might
distribute is that Dibby took the mega health and he also stole a red armor away before that last one, so Dibby's looking very good.
Okay, we'll switch over to Dibby then. There he is. Well, he's lost his armor now, but quad coming up in 9 seconds. Dibby with a rail defensive. Silencer coming at the bounce pad with nothing though. 3 seconds to go till it spawns. Doesn't look like a 4Kings player is stacked and ready to take it, or maybe that's going to be DK. Picks it up. He's only got 100 health, no armor. Does have a shotgun and rocket. Upper yellow will be up in 5 seconds. He's not going to wait for that. Comes up against Silencep's LG and yeah, eliminated pretty quickly there.
Yeah, that's just really unfortunate. Dibby kind of rushing into the open area when all he had was a shotgun. I probably wouldn't have done that. I would have probably tried to either see if one of my teammates could meet up with me and give me a better melee gun, or just taking it real slow and kept it around rail. But needless to say, 4Kings again just managing to control this rail area. It's interesting, Metsu hasn't really done any timed coordinated attacks on this area, or you know, they really haven't tried any hard pushes to retake it during the time that they haven't been in control. That's something that I think Metsu's really going to have to think about doing, because they really haven't had control of the rail at all this game, and because of that they've missed out on 2 quads, or 3 quads rather.
Just gone underground with Faz's point of view now. He goes down to Juvenile, but I think he's killed by his teammate there, yeah. So I cycle around with him for the spawn 50 seconds before the quad. Chrissa, in fact, firing in the rails, taking out Bab with an impressive 3 shots in total, taking over that red armor area briefly for 4Kings. How important would you say, Clock, the lightning gun is on this map?
You know, when you're not in control, control being the rail, I think it is absolutely crucial to deny the lightning gun to the other team, because that is the only real advantage you could argue that you have, would be that red armor and lightning gun. And you can really make a good attack on quad if all 4 of your teammates have lightning guns and some armor. But if the other team has lightning guns, it's just way too easy to defend the bounce pads around quad, and it makes it pretty much impossible to do anything with.
Quad could be up in a second. Silencer moving in late. Oh my god, it was almost stolen, but Faz picks it up. He has got a mega health. He's got 50 armor as well. Lower yellow is up. He decides to drop for it. Only maybe a little bit limited on the LG ammo, but with quad it should last long enough. Ah, there it is as well. Juvenile just sitting it in. That's 3 frags straight away though around the area. Eurocup almost taking him out. 25 health left. Picks up the 225s, and Silencep to go down as well. I think that's pretty much the whole team.
Yeah, that was a, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I mean, that was at least a 6 frag quad run. That's huge. You can't ask for more than that. And as suspected, you know, Faz beating the guy with the power-ups, you know, finishes it out at rail, and here we go again with 4Kings having total control of the rail area.
That's
They've
really,
done that twice now, steal a red armor at the end of the run. It's been very good.
I was going to say, it's really extended their lead now.
It's the first major attack we've seen by Metsu on the rail, and it seems like there's 3 of them in the quad room. Let's see if they can make their way over to the rail area. This is just an absolute crucial point, and it looks like they do have control of the rail, so this is something that they're going to really try and have to be able to hold here if they want any hopes of swinging this game back in their favor.
What do you think 4Kings should do now? Just rush them back before they get a proper grip, or...?
You know, it could go both ways. They have a comfortable lead, so they could risk a couple cessed attacks, or they could play completely defensive with the cushion of double the score that they currently have, cycle the red armors, and just make one of their patented, very well coordinated attacks on quad.
It doesn't really look like Metsu have got too much to work with there. We're following Bab, didn't have much. DK 100-0 on the ground. Silencep does have 50 armor. Plasma is going to take out Dibby here, surely. Misses out on the rail pickup, didn't get the frag quick enough, but as he turns around, he's confronted by 2 4Kings players sitting on that quad spot. It is up in 2 seconds as well, and it looks like another 4Kings power up here. Faz picking it up! But Juvenile comes diving in with the shaft, taking out the quad. Or is avenged for the 4Kings by Krisa.
Well, ask yourself, when are Metsu going to get a quad done?
Well, if you notice that what happened there, you know, 4Kings, they attacked quad. The reason that their attack on quad was so effective is because they had the lightning guns. So even though Metsu controlled the rail, and you know they looked kind of uncoordinated at the rail, they had a lot of presence in the quad room and not so much in the rail room, which is pretty much the opposite of what you want to do when you are controlling the rail, I think. You know, 4Kings came in there with their red armors and their lightning guns and absolutely just destroyed the quad room, and that's what gave them the ability to take out that quad and regain the rail position as we see here.
We're following Chriso at the moment. Did get the previous mega, leaves that one for his teammate. He's hitting a ridiculous amount of rails here, 56% now. He's got 9 impressives already. He's got something like 18 for 4 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's only died 4 times, and you know, he's died 4 times in 10 minutes. That's amazing. You can't ask for a better play than that. But more importantly, he's hitting these rails. He's just being an absolute nuisance to Metsu, who is trying to cycle the red armors, knowing that they're not in control of the rail. But it seems like every time they peek their head out anywhere, Christ is there to hit him with that rail, and it's killing him.
Moves in to this red armor position. It's his 11th impressive for a frag on Bab. His teammate moving in there as well. Excellent coordination by 4Kings as ever to take over that red room. It is 13 seconds away though. We're gonna have to wait around for it. Another rail kill.
It's pretty exciting to watch him actually. He's just not missing with that rail gun.
There we go, 5 seconds before quad. Chriso doesn't really have any armor for a run with it. Only 10 on the board, but Dibby does. Oh, great rail for the excellent on Eurocup. 80 armor still. Moving through this lower corridor. LG's not up, but it looks like he's going to push on the red. Bab only grenades to defend. He does actually hit one, but the 225 is going to replenish his health, and the red will be up as he picked up the previous, knew the time. Moving back to bridge.
Excellent.
It's just full control of the map with this now.
Excellent.
It's another great quad run by 4Kings. Looks like Dibby got 6 or 7 there, and again he ends that quad run at the rail, you know, ensuring that his team is going to maintain that position and just paralyzing Metsu, I think. At this point, I don't really know what they can do short of really changing up how they're playing this map to get back in this game. You know, never say never, but you know,
Wow.
50 to 90, it's just going to be really, really tough.
Maybe doing something like that. Juvenile just jumping in out of nowhere, full speed, lightning gun kill. Maybe Metsu could go all out aggressive, start cessing the quad area.
Yeah, I think that's something that they definitely need to consider. They need to start really putting a lot more pressure on 4Kings. That's really unfortunate. Juvenile just died right before he could pick up that red armor after hitting 2 great rails on the 2 4Kings players that attacked him. But back to what you were saying, I think Metsu just needs to start being a lot more defensive. It's really the only hope they have, because 4Kings can kind of just sit back now and play the defensive game if they're not being pressured, you know, and just kind of nurse this lead they have to a win.
I've actually made a small push into quad here, but 2 of them have machine guns, only 1 with a weapon in hand. It's going to be a little bit awkward from 4K attack.
Yeah, Dibby's just picked up that red as well. So he's going to move in with his 2 teammates. Oh, fails the rail jump. The bridge jump. 8 seconds before quad. Bab actually missed the rail, I think, but Juvenile does mop up. It looks like it could be a Metsu quad this time. It's going to be Juvenile. This is their chance to start bringing it back.
Eurocupp's plasma saved that completely. Very nicely done.
He did seem to set on the spot of the yellow like he knew the time, but moved away before he picked it. Did miss out on the red.
Excellent.
Got the 2 frags though.
So what Juvenile needs to look to do is finish this quad run at the rail, which is, it looks like what he's doing. This is going to ensure that Metsu is going to have control of the rail, and which is what they have. And they really need to just sit here and hit some shots on the 4Kings players that surely will try and move into red, as we can kind of see here as Juvenile gets taken out there by the entire 4Kings team. But Metsu just needs to hold strong at the rail here and try and hit some rails on the red armor.
It's got to be one of the highlight points of 4Kings players. They always move around as a unit. We saw 3 players moving in there to take out Juvenile before the red armor. A lot of teams would only commit maybe 1.
It's so frustrating to play against that too. When you're playing against a team, you know, you see one guy, you think, okay, well, I can engage in this fight, and then a second later, you see his 3 buddies behind him, just, you know, destroying your face. It's just gotta be the most frustrating thing to play against.
4Kings approaching triple figure mark here very rapidly. Metsu being left behind in the score now. 30 seconds until the next quad. There's only 3 quads remaining on this map to bring it back. It's actually looking pretty unlikely at this stage. Faz picking up that red now, going to jump to the bridge. Rocket launcher in hand, decides to abort unless he just failed it.
He missed. Yeah, he missed. And
Nice rocket kill on Juvenile. Misses the rail, but he should be in a good position here to put out some pressure on the Metsu setup. Doesn't hit any of them somehow, but takes out Silence at great rail again for the impressive, and Zero QL goes down, quads up, and it's picked by Krisa. 4Kings another quad.
What I mean about Faz, if he fits into that team, he could be such a game changer, and showing there with those railguns.
Right here now, he just needs to just try and move around slowly. He doesn't really have to be super aggressive with this quad. Just kind of needs to go where his team tells him, you know, they might need a little help. But really, just having a great quad run, just kind of picking off people here and there, not going crazy aggressive with it, not losing it, and maintaining control of that rail for his team.
Chris are definitely having a standout performance, 34 for 10 at the moment as he pressures on that red again. He's only going up against machine gunners, but again we see Juvenile, the first man forwards, pushing him away, and he really needed to do that. Couldn't let Chris just stand there putting in pressure. Silencep getting the frag in the end with the shaft. He's got 34 armor. He's going to go aggressive on Faz there and catch him in the back for the kill. Mega will be up in 5 seconds. Can reward himself with that item. Oh, he doesn't wait around for it. It's 1 second away when he moved. So it's actually probably a good move to help his teammates secure that railgun.
Now, so is this, I mean, you know, in America we play this map very defensively. The score that we see right now is typically a final score of most games on this map, being 118 to 77. Do you guys, I mean, what's an average score on this map for most European teams, do you think?
NVC? I would say that the way this map's played out, it's probably a little bit slower than normal, but the score's relatively consistent with most games. You do kind of get often one team just pulling away a little bit on this map. Yeah, I would say this is pretty average kind of score.
Yeah, just there's quad, Zero pulls in a pick it up. He only has a shotgun, man. I don't really know what he's going to be able to do here. Oh, almost gets pummeled out by Dibby. Just taking it around the red armor. Again, at this point, you know, 40 frags, 3 minutes. Pretty much impossible on this map. It's kind of just roaming around. 4Kings is doing a great job avoiding the quad. He's going to try and end here at the rail, but does manage to get close, but that's about it. I think at this point, Metsu's just going to have to calm down and start thinking about what they're going to do to win the next map.
Next map will be Purgatory, one of the new maps in Quake Live, relatively new. It's been in the map cycle for a couple of seasons now, but it wasn't a map in Quake 3 Arena, so some of the more experienced players like Faz don't have that advantage of years of play on it.
I like that, you know. I'm a little disappointed that we haven't seen more brand new TDM maps. You know, coming from Quake 3, I'm more than happy to play the old maps over and over again because I feel like there is a little bit of an advantage there. But on the flip side, I mean, I think it might be nice to kind of introduce new maps and kind of give newer players a even playing field with some of the older players, and probably a good way to help boost the community too. I know that at least in America, that's one thing that has kind of crossed our minds to stimulate the TDM scene, as everyone knows, which is pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, we did a map preview the other day on the stream of a map maker. One of the XT players, FRS, has made a new TDM map and is hoping to get it accepted by IDS. We did a little video preview of that, but anyway, 10 seconds until the quad. Looks like Metsu do have it set up at the moment. 4Kings trying to get in, just actually reducing the gap a little bit. 25 frags now. Frags won't really matter now because all the maps have already been picked in this best of 5, so they're not really going to bring it back now, but can maybe get a bit of momentum going for the next map.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they brought the score back from 40 to here 25, so it's definitely a positive swing, but it's just going to be too little too late. It's unfortunate that, and to be honest, kind of what I've been seeing from floating around is metsu, they have been a little more aggressive. They've been taking some more risks, and it's totally been throwing 4Kings off, because 4Kings have been expecting this slow defensive play style where they really have a lot of time to plan their attacks and their defensive positioning. Metsu's now just kind of been running in and destroying them because, you know, they've been totally unprepared, and I think it's a shame they haven't been doing this earlier.
10 seconds to go on this map. So moving into Purgatory, I mean, what is going to be the mindset of Metsu in this position and indeed 4Kings?
You know, I think early on we're going to see who favors which power-up. Typically it's split down the middle. I tend to like Quad a little bit better on Purgatory than Battlesuit, but it seemed like at DreamHack, Battlesuit as a whole was a lot more effective than Quad. You blame that on the land pings, or just it might just be better overall. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of what Metsu does. Faz is very good on Purgatory. I know that he showed that. I think we only got to see Purgatory a couple times at DreamHack, and if I'm not mistaken, they were both with Reason. And every time I'd watch Faz, he would just seem to go on these 20 rail tangents where he'd just be so effective for his team. And if he can duplicate half of that here, I think it's just going to be another sure win for 4Kings. But I want to say this might be a stronger map for Metsu. I know that we scrimmed Metsu a little bit, and Sirius, which, you know, Silent Set played for on Purgatory quite a bit, and they seem to all be very good on it. So I'd like to think that Metsu can kind of play better here, but you know, we'll have to see how they like to play it. Yeah, I think red armor is going to be key.
We've definitely seen Silenset stand out on this map before in previous matches. Juvenile as well. Really impressive performances. 4Kings, I don't think really have been known to be a dominant force on this map, and it is Metsu's pick, so maybe favour Metsu slightly, but I mean, if 4Kings take this, then they've won the grand final, so I hope so we get to see a little bit more. Metsu can take it.
I don't think, well, isn't it best of 5?
Yeah,
so wouldn't,
yeah, but the 4Kings from the upper bracket, they start at 1 map head start.
Oh, okay, so this is a must win
2-0
for
up
Metsu.
at the moment, yeah.
You Euros and your silly rules.
Just seems to vary from final to final. Some are 2 times best of 3, some are this 1 map advantage.
I like the, you know, I've always been a fan of the old school best of 3, because I think that's just the fairest way to play it. Because you have a structured, bracketed tournament, and when you do this best of 5 1 map up, it kind of just I don't think it's very fair to the winning team.
Prepare your team.
The team that's been managed to stay in the winners bracket the whole time.
No, yeah.
It looks like we're getting ready to start here.
3, 2,
Here we go, gonna go live.
1. Fight.
Starting off with Eurocup, he doesn't actually pick up a weapon. Looks like Bab's going to get that mega and shotgun, so I'll switch around to him. Almost getting caught out, going up that bounce pad. Spotted it early enough though, and his team is going to converge on Krista. They're getting the frag in the end, Bab. But it looks like 4Kings might have got position on that red early on.
Teams are tied.
Yeah, Bab is still looking pretty good though. I mean, he picks up 2 quick shotgun kills. Power up spawning soon. It looks like he's going to try and take out Divvy here and make his way to the battlesuit.
Oh, that machine gun takes away all his armor. He's run out of ammo now as well. Battlesuit could be up any second now. It's Faz with the rocket launcher. He actually goes down. Oh, runs in with the grenades before he's fragged by Juvenile. Got to defend it with grenades himself. What a shot! Only 1 rocket though. His teammate drops in the rocket launcher. Quad has been picked at the same time. Don't know who's got Quad. There's DK fragged by Juvenile. Completely ignores the red armor.
Yeah, he heard Quad there. That's actually a really good play. He's completely ignored the red armor because he heard Quad was over there. He's just kind of searching around looking to try and pick up some spawn kills here. Sees Divvy over there.
Oh, what a rocket! Actually, his teammate Silencep has
wow.
the Quad.
That would make sense. Double power up. The score did skyrocket up. Looks like they're just going to try and keep control of the rail red here, utilizing the water passage back and forth, which I think is a great strategy that you see some teams using, because you can really get from red to rail in a few seconds, and a lot of people think that that's why Purgatory might be a little unbalanced for the team that has control of the rail and red, because it's so easy to cycle those two items. But here we are seeing Metsu in complete control. Let's see if they can kind of hold on to it.
Would you say rail's an important item on this map? I mean, it's important on every map, but is it any more important than on most maps?
Yes and no. I think that the way the power-ups are structured, having a rail when you attack one is a huge advantage. But I've also seen the opposite, where you can be in complete control and the other team will have rails, and you'd still be okay because the way you can position the close quarter fights and really take advantage of the angles when you are in control, kind of neutralize the players with the railgun.
Just back on Juvenile's point of view, 13 seconds before this battlesuit, he's already setting up position here. He doesn't have any armor though. There's a lot of rocket ammo to fire away. Oh, cheeky rail coming in there. And he's going to get fragged. Leaves that rocket for Faz, who did already have a rocket launcher actually, so it wouldn't really make much of a difference. But Faz moving through with this battlesuit. In fact, quad's been delayed.
Very smart.
7 seconds difference now. Does 4Kings get their double power up this time?
So I don't know if Dibby purposely delayed it in hopes of being able to run from power up to power up, or if he delayed it because he was trying to bait it, which would, both plays I think are great for 4Kings as they're not in control. Dibby here is just trying to do some work beneath the red armor as quad runs out. Still watching him. Let's see if he can take back one of these areas for his team.
Hitting 77% rail at the moment, and there's another shot. So you would favour, personally, you'd favour quad on this map. Of course, battlesuit is first now, and it's probably the easier area to hold. I guess what we're going to see on the next power-up is both teams having to fight over the battlesuit.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like quad on this map, but it's funny, my teammates like battlesuit more, so it's kind of preference, I think. It depends on what you as a power-up holder is more comfortable with. I think if you have a good rail and you're really confident with it, quad is the power-up for you. But I think if you're more of a defensive, weapon selection type player, battlesuit's definitely the power-up for you.
4Kings 15 frags behind, 25 seconds until this battlesuit. They did get that last double power up, and they should be in a good position. Oh well, Metsu controlling this area at the moment. Still 15 seconds though to defend it. I guess they're going to commit at least 3 though, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they know that the quad was delayed, so they have to commit everyone to this battlesuit. And the second they get it, they have to rush to quad. 7 seconds, it's easy. It's a very respectable amount of time to make it to quad, especially if you rocket jump, which is what Zerocool's doing perfectly, actually.
Oh, brilliant maneuver. Takes out Faz as well. Krista to go down. He's going to get a third frag, and it's a spawn frag off Krista. DK as well. Tippy down.
What an amazing play.
Still got 10 seconds of quad. Feels like he's had one of the biggest runs of the match so far already. Faz going down again, trying some long-range rockets.
Why not?
He's going to get the frag on Dibby again. What an incredible run by Zerocool, set up by the battlesuit.
That's going to go in one of his movies.
Yeah.
I'd put it in there. I mean, 3 beautiful rocket jumps, lands him right from suit, right on top of quad, right as it spawns, on top of a 10 or 11 frag power-up run. That was just huge.
In a Eurocup final as well.
Yeah, seriously.
The guy feels no pressure.
Well, he's just a rock.
Red armor is picked by Zerocool now, and the lightning gun, so he's looking tanked again, so he can move out. Krista stops him in his tracks though with that rocket. Great air rocket on Dibby and finishes off with the shaft. Rocket on Krista before he went down. That should help his team move in and take back control.
Yeah, so it looks like they're all going to congregate around this red. Probably make sure that they really have it held and then move out to rail, see if they can get one of those and then of course try and commit all 4 to Battlesuit again.
Looks like Juvenile is going to do that as well. And look, he's got the time on the rail. Does just miss out though to the 4Kings player 10 seconds before the Battlesuit.
That yellow armor was up. Surprised Juvenile didn't go for it.
Was
Because he
taken by
didn't
an
go
opponent,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous
this-
grenades. Oh, dodges them and he gets away with it. Oh, didn't actually frag Chrissa, but he's rushing into the quad. Wants to do the same thing that Zero Cool did, but he's a little bit delayed and has to take out Faz, who picked it.
He didn't have those rocket jumps, which is exactly why he didn't make it in time.
Still does survive with 42 health. The 50's not up. Red's not up for another 10. Just going to move out, try and take out Faz. Doesn't do it and gets pushed through the teleport and away. Only 7 health now. He's just going to have to walk around the map carefully, although he does get a red armor out of that. He could go down. Moves right to battle, yeah.
I don't know why you would pick that up. I mean, I guess he felt some pressure by an opponent, but it's always tragic watching that happen.
There you go, back on Juvenile Pov as he picks up that railgun, so he's got time on that. It seems like he's probably the guy controlling that so far on this map. I've seen him quite a few times around there. Would you, in UFX, maybe set one person to control the rail?
Yeah, that's usually me, actually. I usually play the rail, and pretty much with the rail exclusively, so it's a pretty, it's definitely more of a team role, because you're not going to be scoring a huge net, I think, when you're playing a position like that. You mainly just want to be denying the railgun at all costs and making sure your team has a time on it so they can help you take it back if you lose it. But, it's interesting to see teams like, other teams play, because there's some really effective strategies that, like I kind of said before, almost completely ignore the rail, or really pretty much exclusively attack it via the creek, the water passageway between the red and the rail, and control it that way. So there's 2 distinct ways I think you can do it, and the way Metsu's doing it is definitely working for him. I think Faz is trying to control it for them.
Faz did just pick up that last one, get the rail in before, but Bab got this Battlesuit. He doesn't do the rocket jumps again, and they're going to miss out on the quad, are they? No, teammate grabs it. Going to switch
Bab
back to Bab with that Battlesuit.
Yeah, I think Bab messed up his teammate. He fired kind of a Hail Mary rocket to quad, thinking that a 4Kings player was going to be able to, get it. But in fact, it was one of his teammates that was able to pick it up. But the rocket that Bab fired just pretty much took him out completely.
Yeah, I think the Zero Kill was the guy that grabbed it and went down. So it's a double pickup for Metsu effectively there. Looked like 4Kings though didn't really get a good attack on the Battlesuit and didn't have much of a defense at the quad again. So it seems like whichever team it is, one of the teams will get both power-ups each time, and the other team doesn't really have an answer for it, but it seems to just rotate between the two.
Yeah, I mean, when you delay a power-up like that, that's really the situation you're setting yourself up for. So you really have to consider when the best time to delay power-ups are, because you can only do it once, because anytime after that you're really changing the way the game is played. You're saying that from now on you're not going to be able to split players at each power-up. You're going to be committing your whole team to the primary power-up, and if you fail at that, then you're absolutely screwed. Whereas if you fail at taking one of the power-ups, it's still kind of like a stalemate because you have control of the other one. And I think Dibby kind of made a big mistake by delaying that so early on in the map, especially when they were not in the lead.
Yeah, it was a strange choice. I mean, it could have been that he just couldn't get to the power-up before then, and maybe he didn't choose to do
No,
it.
he was sitting on it for a good 7 seconds. I kind of switched over to that area right as suit was spawning. He was purposely sitting there next to it, so it was definitely a calculated move.
Oh, Zero Cool gets knocked down. He actually didn't notice the Mega was up. Tried to move in and obviously take out this quad carrier. He's going to get the frag in the end. Only 25 health. Might move back and get the Mega. No, a teammate grabs that instead. Hasn't got much armor to work with. Well, nothing indeed. And barely any health. Just has to back off away from the railer.
Yeah, see, I mean, at this point, one of the things I'd be looking to do if I was 4Kings is I'd be looking to make sure that quad is picked up instantly from here on out, because it seems like there's just enough time in between each power-up where it is possible for 4Kings to kind of squeeze that quad in, whether it goes down or not, before the suit can make it there without well-executed rocket jumps, as we saw earlier.
I think what we've seen, though, a lot of the times it almost seems like a 2-2 split by 4Kings. Surely that's a bit of a mistake. Maybe they want to commit everybody to Battlesuit and make sure they get that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd have to kind of know what they're thinking. It's an interesting strategy if they're trying to delay suit. You know, if they're conceding suit in a way where they know they're not going to get the suit, but they're just trying to delay suit a little bit so he cannot make it to quad. That way 4Kings can still pick up that power-up. Because I'll tell you, as we've seen, suit seems to be having no problem, and by suit I mean Metsu, they seem to be having no problem getting that battle suit and rushing into quad and getting a double power-up pretty much every time. And, you know, the score is reflective of that.
So we're with Dibby now, and he did pick up the last Mega. He got the red armor. He's got rocket launcher, shotgun. He's got some grenades as well. 15 seconds before the battle suit. He might want to move into that position now. He does have a teammate ahead of him as well in that area. Run out of rockets though. Going to dive right on top of Silencer with the rail defense. He did actually hit it. Zero Cool drops into the lava.
They run into each other.
Gets a nice spawn close to get the frag. That was oh my god! Almost fell down the void. Babs did slow run so. What the hell happened there? Quad obviously got picked up and grenaded in some way. Only back on Babs' point of view with this battlesuit. 15 seconds left on the run. No mega health up. Red's not up for a while either. Neither of the yellows. He's just going to have to work with what he's got. Takes out Faz.
Looks like Bab is running with a 100-pound weight on his back. He is just hitting every wall. Reminds me of 04. I don't know if you ever watched him move, but he just runs in every wall. Bab's just running into everything. And that's kind of hurting him. I don't think he's the guy they want to take the power-ups. Typically, you want your player with the best movement and weapon selection, which clearly isn't what we've seen from Bab. Not to take anything away from him, because clearly he's playing very, very good, leading his team here score-wise. But power-up-wise, I don't know. I'd probably want to give it to someone else.
Yeah, I'd say normally their choices would have been Zero Cool and Juvenile as their first choices, but with that mess up, taking Zero Cool into the lava, I guess, it was just the last man there, grab it. Follow Metsu now in Juvenile's point of view with the rockets pressuring on that railgun position, going to take out Krista. Don't know if he picked up the rail, but Juvenile's not waiting to find out. Rushes in on that window position.
Yeah, watching Dibby now, just trying to stay alive, really. He knows that Metsu's kind of all around him. Now he's kind of chasing him into that lower yellow armor area. Well, all three of the Metsu players seem to be there. They're going to be setting up for suit again here. This is 4Kings' only chance, I think, right here. They've managed to kill most of Metsu. If they can get this suit, looks like Dibby's lined up for it, and take it to quad, then this could be a turning point.
Yeah, Dibby, we've seen some excellent power runs from him in the past. Does mess up slightly with the movement. Will miss out on the quad. Would have been close getting there anyway, but Silencep gets it. He's going to go down. And we're switched on to...
Oh, they take him out.
Well, before we switch back to him, Battlesuit gets taken out. Zero Cool were following inside this red armor room. Almost machine gunned down by Faz. Picks up the red with only 5 health and backs off away to his team's position, looking for the health bubbles. The 5s aren't up. Is the 50 at the Battlesuit position? Actually, I'm going to switch away from him because he hasn't even got a weapon now. Onto Dibby at the moment, 81 health, rushing in on Silencep over this mega health. It's up in 5. As Dibby is waiting for it, grabbing the shards beforehand. And there it is, rewards himself with that items. Going to move through now, presumably going to pressure or help defend this red army. Yeah, Zero QL. Going to go down, or maybe not, maybe escape.
Yeah, so I think taking a look at the scoreboard, 4 minutes left. We have 4Kings. Dibby just executed himself in the lava.
Interesting choice.
4Kings down by about 45.
That's similar to the last map, isn't it? But in reverse.
Yeah, but on this map, I think it's a lot it's a lot easier to get those kills back. It's a faster paced map, especially with the 2 power-ups. I think 4Kings has to be kind of thinking, alright, let's cycle some reds and let's commit all of our guys to battlesuit. And they don't have any room for errors here, so they really have to get this battlesuit and they really have to make sure the suit can make it to quad properly.
3 Metsu players, they're coming through the teleporter, they all look pretty weak. Not much to work with, in fact one of them dies in the lava. But where are the 4Kings guys? There they are, diving on top of it. Dibby takes it, needs that rocket launcher, needs to rush. He's not going to make the quad now. Well, it was too close to make anyway probably, but... Oh, Eurocup takes it, gets 2 frags as well. Just being a bit cautious before he moves out. Misses out on the mega health. The red is up, but can't get into that room in time.
I'm just following Dibby here with the suit, and didn't really do much with it at all. They tried to rocket jump some key places with the suit. He missed every one. And that really hurt him. And I think that that's probably it. I think it's pretty easy to nurse a 35-point lead here with 2 minutes left. But there is one more set of power-ups, so never say never. Interesting to see if 4Kings can make some groundwork here. Obviously, they don't want the next map to be forced.
Yeah, this will change the scoreline in the series to 2-1 to 4Kings if Metsu do take this, which it does look like they will do. Going on to the next map, Intervention.
Man, I hate that map.
It's probably one of the least played maps in Quake Live, funnily enough. I mean, most people say they're fine with it, but no one ever picks it, no one ever eliminates it, it just doesn't get played or mentioned.
I think it was just added because it was a Quake 3 map, and people were like, oh wow, Quake 3 rules, let's add this map. And then...
It's always the best reason, isn't it? If it's been in Quake 3, just add it. Following Bab at the moment, 70% rail for him, but he doesn't have one in his hand actually. In the back, the shotgun from DK. He's soon dispatched by Eurocup 4 seconds before this battlesuit. Could be his, 1 second to go, he gets knocked off, he does actually survive! And picks it up with 11 health. He's still trying to rush, oh my god! The grenades take him out from Dibby, unbelievable! And Juvenile is fragged in the quad pickup, so that's the last power-ups ended. And Metsu, and actually a more convincing frag difference than 4Kings got on that first map. Although, you'd probably say a relatively similar kind of performance in terms of who was in control. To the first
you had to win this map for 4Kings on match point now for the rest of the game, so well, exactly what they needed to do.
That's 20 seconds. Who's been your star players of this map then, Clock and NVC?
I gotta go with Eurocup, man. I think that suit to quad run alone, followed by that 10 to 12 point run he had with those double power-ups. I mean, that's obviously he has well, he has the second best net on the team. Looks like Silence has the best with plus 14. But he, I think he just definitely made some great decisions that game and played really well. All it really takes is, a key moment like that, that can really just turn the game. And I think, he showed us that here.
Yeah, I agree entirely.
Intervention's gonna be fun for me to watch because we don't play that map too much as a team, and we didn't really see that played too much at DreamHack. So it's gonna be fun to see the types of strategies that these two teams have.
Yeah, I think it was only picked once, wasn't it, at DreamHack?
Yeah, I think, what, Sirius picked it?
I can't recall.
Sirius picked it, I think, against Cola. Or Clown, as I like to refer to them.
Yeah, I like to call them Clown as well. But you would have to say 4Kings probably have the advantage on here. Looking at the lineup.
How would you say this? How would you say this map plays, NVC?
It's all about the red armor, isn't it? I mean, back in Quake 3 when Railgun was 100 damage, holding the Railgun side of the map was a lot more beneficial. Not beneficial, but it was a lot more viable. Now, Railgun does nothing but annoy your opponent. I mean, if you hit enough of them, sure, it'll do a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, it's all about the red armor, and it's all about the red armor players pushing out towards the mega health and into the doorways, preventing those Railguns even having a look in towards you.
You know, to this day, I don't understand why they reduce the railgun damage. The only argument I heard was to make it more friendly to newcomers. But Quake Live really hasn't done anything else to kind of entice newcomers to play.
No. Well, you'd argue that new players would hit railgun better than they do lightning gun, so...
Yeah. But you could also argue that new players aren't going to be able to hit 70%, 50 to 60% railguns as experienced players have hit, and that'd probably be really annoying.
Yeah, I guess as well for the players that have been playing this game for a year after year, they have all those positional railguns locked down and don't even have to move their mouse for half of the shots they take, and just so well practiced at them.
Yeah, so Draven just told me that Sirius beat Metsu pretty convincingly on this map at DreamHack. So it'd be interesting to see, obviously, Silent Sep, I think Silent Sep played for Sirius.
Yeah, he did. I'd imagine he'll be quite suited to this style of map.
3,
Anyway, we're going to go live.
1.
The match point for 4Kings.
Yeah, third map. Dibby getting a great spawn there. Plasma in yellow. Well, sort of great, I guess. It's not in the action zone of the map though, but it gets the items. It can be very useful. We've seen a lot of good plasma play recently when we've seen this map played out. So let's see what you can do with it. Going around for that 25, pushing in on this red armor area. And I guess you'd say the red armor is the key zone to control.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as I said before.
Oh, Dibby gets that as well, and look at this timing of this quad spawn. It couldn't have gone any better for him. Picking up the shaft en route as well. Mega's going to be up. Wow. If you want the perfect ever run, yeah.
I mean, you had this kind of setup on deep inside the first map, ideal setup straight off the bat. And 4Kings on match point. This is what he wants.
Got to find the frags now. Going to pick up a second red armor in a row. Bab diving to his death in front of that quad. Might cause some damage to the yellow pickup from Juvenile. Has to back off in the end. Quad running out. I need 25, 29 health there.
Most is going for this frag and not waiting for the Mega to spawn behind.
Well, Juvenile stood in a bit of a strange position. So there is the Mega health for Juvenile. So what are we going to say? We're going to say 4Kings probably favourite this map then? I mean, it's their map.
Yeah, I mean, I even think this was the first map DK reviewed on his website, telling everybody how to play, so you've got to be pretty confident if you're going to write a tutorial on it, and I'm sure everyone, except maybe Faz, has been fully briefed on how to play this team. Faz, the non-Reason Gaming 4Kings player.
Juvenile using his last rocket jump to dive up for that rail. He's going to grab it, but whoa! What the hell?
There it is. There he is.
That's Juvenile back in the game.
He's back.
Oh.
Give him a ping and he's back.
30 seconds until this next quad. Dibby hitting two nice bounce pad rails and Juvenile that will probably enrage him. Look at Bab diving in there, saving this red with that railgun shot. Faz pops him up in the air, almost hits the air rocket, picks himself up another railgun. It's a direct on Krissa and a rail on Faz. Twitching around the area here. Shot. Misses that one though.
Man, he just did so much damage, but he couldn't get a single kill. He left everyone pretty weak. It's time for quad, let's see.
Yeah, Faz picks it up with the rocket launcher. Second quad in a row for 4Kings, and that's something Metsu are going to have to sort out if they want to have a chance on this map. You have to attack those quads.
Yeah, I think they just really haven't had the right opportunity. At some point you have to question whether you're just going to be, sacrificing yourselves to quad versus making a proper attack on it. Because, it's probably better to concede a quad rather than give a team 4 easy kills and then the quad.
Yeah, and especially on this map as well. This is a map where you tend to pick up lots and lots of frags on that area as well, just trying to grab it. More so than you will actually get on the quad run.
I mean, despite the two quads so far going to 4Kings, Metsu's been able to keep it within 3 points or six frags. So it's gonna be, that's probably a good sign, making this a close and interesting game.
Yeah, 4Kings on the rail side of the map as well. The two yellows have to move across either side, either end to collect as well. Looks like Divi just moving in there, trying to look on that LG. He's got nothing though, so I'm going to switch away from him. On Bab now, he's got 100 armor. He's only got a shotgun, not ideal for this area really. It's too distant to really do any damage at range. They'd love a railgun with Metsu on that side of the map. Going to take out Divi though. Surely he was, I guess, trying to get a time on the LG.
Taken around 20 seconds ago, so it's a bit too early for it.
Now they've got two rails moving in, 4Kings here. They're going to grab this LG as well. There you go, the coordination of the 4Kings guys again. Zero Cool on his own, dropping down and getting fragged.
I don't think he meant to drop down there.
Oh, nice rail for Chris. Picks up the Mega as well.
Absolutely stacked for quad.
Metsu do attack it this time, 4 seconds before. Chris are hitting the rail. Oh! Oh my god, he does just grab the quad. Silencev almost didn't notice him, but... Oh, there you go.
Huge play by Chris.
Arrogant quad railguns coming out as well. We like to call them anyway on Level Up TV.
Silencev, good push away with the pummel, and he's actually escaped. Well, not for long. This Chris, he's so confident in himself, just running around with that rail beat. Does get taken out by Zero Cool, got a little bit too cocky there. And now Zero Cool.
We see Metsu still, I mean, despite losing three, the only 3 quads of the game, they're still keeping this within 10. So, I mean, I'd hate to see what they do if they actually get a quad.
Wow. The rocket across the map from Divi, who's got a very nice armor stack. They're going to get a railgun there, 4Kings. And if they're going to retain control of that red, that's going to be a very important item to have. It's actually something that you notice more often in Quake Live than Quake 3, is people dropping weapons.
Bab just did 300 hit points worth of damage to Divi, shotgun versus shotgun, as Divi did 50. That was amazing. 4Kings on the rail side of the map. I mean, seems like they're favoring the rail side more. I've definitely seen Metsu take a little bit more red armors and control the red a little bit more consistently than 4Kings. It's interesting to see how they're, pretty much exclusively sticking to the rail side. And of course, as I say that, they move on the red. But
Chris are just grabbing that red right before the quad as well. He needs a bit of health, but he's got the armor. He's taking a lot of machine gun damage from the back. Doesn't seem to notice until it's a bit too late. Quad coming up in 8 seconds. They want to start moving there now. I mean, 5 seconds to go. It's actually going to be late for quad. It seems like every single player's late for quad there. Has picking it up before he goes down. And we're back on the 4Kings player. Yeah. Well, it just seems like both teams forgot there, got caught up in the fighting.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like within about a minute and a half, 4Kings went on a 20-0 run.
Oh, great.
I mean, similar kind of situation to one first map. I mean, this is the second map in this best of 5 where we've seen only one power-up on the map, and like the first one, 2 really can't find a way in there to pick it up.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit strange. I mean, considering the last map with 2 power-ups, Metsu made sure they pretty much got the majority of the power-ups as a whole and most of the battlesuits. So you get to a map with 1 power-up, should be easier, shouldn't it?
You would think.
It just doesn't work out that way.
It's always easy when you're watching it.
That's a very good point.
Here's DK. Rockets, only 2 in hand, but he does have the shotgun moving through to this midfield with 50 armor. Juvenile getting popped up and fragged in the air. None of his teammates around him for Metsu. They must be sitting at this red armor area, but 4Kings have moved in. Just moving in as a unit.
It seems like what 4Kings is doing is they're keeping a time on that rail. They're moving the rail as a team, taking it out, either getting it or killing the Metsu player that gets it. And then they're getting the yellow, and then they're moving right back to red as a unit. And it seems to be what's really working for them and kind of allowing them to pull away a little bit.
just cycling end to end on the map over the key items. I mean, you can afford to ignore that second yellow by Plasma as well then.
Yeah, it's kind of more of like a bonus. You know, you spawn there, you get a Plasma, then you get a yellow, but I haven't really ever heard of anyone really controlling it.
There we go, Dibby almost got out by the shotgun of Juvenile, but he can only get one shot away before he's fragged by the LG. Dibby now with quad misses out on that mega health, but moving around this backside of the map, the 50 is up. Often you'll see quadrars take that route just for that health. And now back to the midfield, runs into two players, pulls out the wrong weapon and misses. Whoa, direct rocket taking out Juvenile with shotgun on Eurocup. But Bab getting the frag.
As he says, fail. I think he really did fail there. He ran into the entire team and just picked the wrong weapon in every situation.
Bab getting caught up on this platform area. Nice rail from Faz. Seemed to kind of come out of nowhere. Taking out his fellow Swede. 4Kings in control of this red area.
They've got to be worried now. If they don't win this one, obviously 4Kings are going to win the Eurocup, so they're going to have to switch something up.
Faz in this midfield position. Yeah. Is that how they come back into it then? It's got to be the quad.
Yeah, the only way I think at this point. With this big of a frag difference, they need to. They might need to actually start cycling that other yellow, and really try and get some, you know, get some rails, get the two yellows, and post up a quad early, which is just not what they've been able to do.
We're halfway through this map now.
50 points.
That's a massive frag margin, but obviously if you can build that up in the first 10 minutes, you can surely pull it back in the last 10. Red up for Faz. Is he going to double it up? Just delays it, so the next one will be 1 second after the quad. But he should be in a great position. He's got a lightning gun as well. Is he going to get a teammate? Oh, gets caught out by Juvenile's Plasma! That's and he's done a lot of damage. Faz left with practically nothing. Going to get machine gun down as well. Well, this could be the Metsu's chance to get back in it with this quad. Dibby's still on it though. Survives before his machine gun down. Wow.
Dibby
That is
doing
not
what
what
he needs to
you
do.
want to see happen to the person that double stacks the red armor.
Just got completely caught out by that Plasma by Juvenile. I mean, his position was a little bit unusual. He did just sort of stand off the line of sight, just to the side, but not exactly hugging the wall, but really good work from him. Faz seemed shocked.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just awful. To be honest, though, that 50-point build-up that we saw, I mean, they really did that in about 4 minutes. So, you know, this is still anyone's game. But they're definitely, you know, Metsu's definitely going to have to start really reconsidering their strategy here. And kind of, I think, going into that more fast-paced, aggressive type mode that they kind of did towards the end of OSB DM5 that they saw was really rewarding them well.
Well, they have just grabbed control of the red armor. Eurocup with it. He's moved out to the mid. He's only got a shotgun though. Again, not the ideal weapon, but it's good in this close-range combat area. But Chrissa coming in and saving his teammate who had just picked up the mega health. So we're on Dibby's point of view with the Plasma. 40 seconds before the next quad. 4Kings look pretty comfortable sitting on this side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, you know, these are the things you can do when you're double your opponent's score with less than half the game to go. You can play very defensive. You can start giving up every item on the map. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And unless the other team really gets aggressive, there's not much you can do.
10 seconds until this next quad is going to be up. Silensep at the midfield, taking out Faz. And they need to get to the quad now, though. 5 seconds to go before, and not taking the best route, I would say, but he's just going to make it, is he? Juvenile takes it. I don't know how he was fragged, but quad's down.
Blew himself up.
I just needed to do a few of those quad steals a little earlier on.
And look, you see Chrissa stepping up again, 41 for 17. It's always Chrissa in these finals, isn't it? It's like EMS final against Fnatic when we saw him take them apart on Doom 7.
Yeah, we can't overlook Dibby here, though. Dibby's doing a little bit better, looks like. You know, he's 40 for 13. That's amazing, man. TDM, I mean, you know, if you break it down, every 4 frags he's getting, he's dying 1 time. That is just so crucial in a game like this.
Especially against these players.
Yeah, especially against, like, in a grand final against these, you know, top tier players. It's amazing.
Do you think that's down to his play style, or is it just that he's just playing that well?
I think he's a cheeky player. He goes for a lot of grenade frags, and you know, this kind of cheeky style works out definitely in his favour.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he has good weapon selection, makes good decisions, and doesn't really put himself into situations that don't favor him.
I mean, in a team lineup, would you have a player that you'd say, right, this guy needs to get a good net because he's going to be getting the armors, etc., whereas other players might be on the front line, they're never going to get the good net? Do you set up a team like that?
I think in theory it's a good idea, but I think there's a lot of great theories on how to play TDM the most effectively, but whether or not you can really execute a strategy like that's another story. Like, we watch Reason Gaming play on a map like DM14, where they stack, you know, every single time they're going to try and double stack Noctis. And you know, every single time he's going to try and get, you know, whichever power up that they have the biggest advantage on. That's finally
getting fragged there. Zero Cruel picking up the quad as well. This is the chance. They have to start bringing it back now. There's only 2 more quads after this one. Mega health picked as well, so he's looking pretty healthy. Apple Time and Mega, they have control of red. Needs to move out, get a couple more frags here. DB going down. Well, this could be the start of the run. Oh, gets almost caught out by Chris's LG, but it's so much health. Managed just to survive. And now in this midfield, if they can put pressure on that railgun and stop 4Kings getting that as well, they can keep map control. 10 seconds to go before this Mega health. Zero Cool sticking around there.
Waiting for that Mega.
Oh, and Dibby grabs it. Perfect timing on it. I mean, maybe Zero Cool. I don't think 4Kings were around when he picked up the previous Mega, so maybe he was telegraphing that Mega was going to be up soon by just standing around there so long.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a trick in Duel, you know. If you're not in control, you're not sure what type of item is up. You see your opponent kind of hovering around an area of the map, you kind of know the item's up soon. So it's definitely information that you can gather from something like that, which is exactly what I think happened.
Dibby dropping into the pit of death there, Metsu, but Chriso, look at the top of this bounce pad. Oh, he's going to miss out on the red from a lucky spawn for the Metsu player, but did a great job defending against a Metsu attack. 15 seconds before the quad. There won't be a red armor before that. The Mega won't be before neither yellow now, as the upper was just picked up.
Metsu absolutely needs a squad.
Still following
as you can see there, all set up perfectly.
Yeah. 4Kings a little bit late to it. What is going on? It's getting delayed quite a lot. Waiting for Silencer. He takes a rail, that was important, but he frags Dibby. Good rail shot. Still going to need a pretty big run here. DK going down. Faz, oh, he misses the rail shot. DK off the spawn. And look at that tempting Mega drawing him in. He picks it and he's going to go up the bounce pad here. Always dangerous, but his team look like they do have control of that mid map. Now he's got to try and win over this red. Oh, there it is. I think the 4Kings player would have regretted just dropping off just before the red spawn, but still the lead is quite significant, and there's only one contact.
Had this been done a quad earlier, I think maybe they'd been for a shot, but still a very big hill to climb.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're only down 35, and I mean, they've reduced the lead from, I think it was 60 or 70 at one point to 35, so very hard. Possible, probably not, but very hard.
Got players all around the map at the moment, it seems, just picking up frag after frag, so doing quite well with themselves.
Impressive.
Juvenile hitting impressives there with his railgun. 61% before he gets fragged. Following Chrisa now. think he did just pick up the rail off the spawn, did he? And it's 20 seconds before this final quad. 4Kings do have position on the red. It doesn't sound like it's locked down particularly though. No, it isn't. 2 seconds to go. Juvenile can pick it up. The 50's not up though, and he does need a bit of health. Only 29 on the board. 5 seconds until the quad is going to spawn. Is it going to be Juvenile? It is. 15 health. Oh! Rocket from above. Chrissa. Great frag, and well, if they hadn't already sealed the deal, that definitely does. 1 minute left.
Yeah, looks like Metsu's going to be settling for second place in this one. 4Kings, man, they placed this so well.
Got to ask yourselves, why didn't they make it to the DreamHack final? Again, winning another Eurocup.
It's actually really weird. I mean, I think they lost to Dignitas.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. And that's just bizarre to us because we played Dignitas a few times in some practice games at DreamHack, and they were one of the teams that kind of felt the easiest to us. You can call that just like, you know, the way two different play styles match up to each other, but you know, it's funny because, you know, 4Kings absolutely destroying us in practice, and then there's us really beating Dignitas probably the most convincingly out of any team we played there in practice games. It's just interesting how the transitive property doesn't really play out like that, you know?
That's what should make TDM so interesting, really.
Yeah.
Have more tournaments.
So there we go. Dibby, top man there, 54 frags, 28 deaths, killing it for 4Kings. Chrissa following him up. Faz and DK. Silent Sep getting the most frags there, but all negative nets, I think.
Yeah, they all negative nets. Zero cool at 55 deaths. That's a lot. That's a lot to have. If you're breaking into the 50s in a TDM game, typically that's a sign that you're doing something wrong, I think.
So that's the end of Clanbase Eurocup. What is it? I think it's 22. It's been going around for a long time now.
22, man. Yeah. That's crazy.
4Kings are your champions yet again. Metsu the finalists, but they come second. I think third place. I think it went to Serious Gaming, who lost by default to Metsu in the lower bracket final. Yeah. So, any last words from you two guys?
Very well played, I guess, from me.
Who's your star guy?
Oh, Dibby. Always Dibby.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Dibby as well. Just overall, Dibby played the best, I think, from a statistical point of view, and seemed to make a lot of good decisions.
So we have it. Dibby is our player of the match.
Actually, on that note, Dibby only had top damage on intervention the last map.
Yeah, damage is important, I think, but I think also decision making and overall team play is good too, because there are a lot of good players that don't put up those high nets, but they really are influential in their teammates putting up those high nets and high damages, so I think we can't overlook that.
Right, so thanks for joining me, Disrepute, with Clock, all the way from America.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. That was fun.
Hey, welcome anytime. I think I can speak for everyone in saying.
Yeah, and that's NVC, of course. Join us on levelupyourgame.net again. Next scheduled games are going to be probably Sunday. The esportsheaven.net Alienware Challenge Grand Final featuring 4Kings again, this time against Action League, and that's for a money prize. So it should be a good one. And apart from that, I don't think we have anything else planned coming up. I think next Wednesday is going to be the second ESL Summer Cup in terms of TDM. That's using the brand new map pool. So all the new maps that were added in Quake Live, whereas this Wednesday was the old Quake 3 maps. So that should be
I did like
this
last cup. That was good.
Are you going to be streaming it? Because I'm hoping to play in it, NVC.
I don't fancy playing Quake again, but we'll see.
Gonna be playing, huh?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't watch me though, it's really embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet you'll do alright.
Oh, by the way, bit of confirmation on the UK players going to QuakeCon. Garpy can't go. He's got a wedding, and ZSX or ZSX is a maybe.
Ah.
Looking
Really
too
is
good for
tragic.
European players.
That's tragic.
What do
man.
you think, Clock, about the choice of TDM over CTF?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think, I don't know. I mean, we've seen CTF. We've seen CTF at QuakeCon probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 times. And, you know, I think that it's time for something else. I mean, TDM's always been kind of a staple of Quake, the most active or not. You know, it's kind of been the grassroots of the Quake series, and I think that them having it at QuakeCon's I think it's a great idea. I mean, we saw DreamHack and how many people watched it and how successful it was and all the hype and the following and just the players that came back to play. I think that I don't know. I think it's going to be a really exciting tournament. I'm personally very happy that QuakeCon chose TDM. I kind of knew it was going to happen. It's a shame that it took this long for them to announce it, but again, I'm thrilled.
I mean, it's quite good you saying that as well, because obviously you play CTF there, I don't know
Yeah.
how many times now, and win it, I don't know how many times now. So the fact that you're going to be playing in TDM and are looking forward to it is very
Yeah.
nice to hear.
Yep.
Okay, so let's wrap that up. So thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been Level Up Your Game. Good night.